What if I told you that a single penny, just one old copper coin, could be your ticket to a life of freedom, wealth, and legacy? That tucked away in your drawer or passed down from a relative could be a 1936 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark, quietly waiting to change everything. Sounds impossible, right? But here's the twist: this isn't just any coin. This is the kind of penny collectors whisper about, the kind experts argue over, and the kind that once sold for over $1.50 million. That you heard that right. 1 cent. Over $1 million, and the wildest part: most people who own this coin don't even know what they have. They let it sit, rust, vanish, all because they never took a closer look. So what makes the 1936 wheat penny with no mint mark so valuable? Why are collectors scrambling to find it? And could you be holding one without even realizing? Keep watching, because before this video ends, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to spot the real treasure, and why this penny might just rewrite your financial future. But first, let's go back in time. The year was 1936. America was still crawling out of the Great Depression. Money was scarce. People held on to every coin with care, and pennies mattered more than we can imagine today. That's when the Lincoln wheat penny was struck, featuring the now iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and 2 simple wheat stalks on the back. Most of them were minted in Philadelphia, which explains why there's no mint mark on the front. But that's not the full story. You see, while millions were made, only a handful had the right combination of condition, strike, and detail to catch a collector's eye today. Some were double-struck. Some had subtle errors. And some survived in near-perfect uncirculated condition, something almost unheard of for coins that passed through the hands of a struggling nation, and those are the ones changing lives. Point 1: 1936 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, in near-pristine condition, was once evaluated and auctioned for a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. Why? Because of its incredible rarity and historical relevance. It wasn't just a coin, it was a preserved moment in American history. A symbol of survival. A whisper from the past. Now imagine this: someone once found one in an old piggy bank. Another was inherited unknowingly inside a coin jar. These were everyday people. They didn't study numismatics. They didn't go treasure hunting. But they did one thing right: they paid attention. Missed chances like these are everywhere. People sell coins like this for $1, or worse, spend them without knowing. And once it's gone forever. Did you know that less than 0.01% of 1936 wheat pennies remain in mint state today? And among them, only a fraction hold the value that can skyrocket past 6, even 7 figures. It's not just about age. It's about the story your coin tells. So how do you know if your 1936 penny is the $1 million kind? First, look at the date. It should read 1936, and there should be no mint mark below the year. That's your first clue. Next, examine its condition. Is the detail sharp? Can you clearly see Lincoln's jawline, the wheat stalks, and the tiny lines along the rim? No deep scratches, no heavy wear. You might be onto something. Then, check for rare errors. Some valuable versions of the 1936 penny have a double die obverse, meaning Lincoln's features and the lettering are slightly doubled. That small distortion, it could be worth thousands. To confirm, take your coin to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. Getting your coin certified can make all the difference when selling it. A well-graded coin multiplies in value, especially when rarity and history align. And don't clean the coin. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make. Even a gentle wipe can erase decades of preserved value. If you think you found one, explore trusted online marketplaces, auction houses, or reach out to a certified numismatist. Know your worth before you sell. Because the right buyer is out there, someone who knows this coin's real power. Now here's the part you can't ignore: for every person who finds a rare coin like this and changes their life, there are hundreds who let it slip away. Coins get lost, traded, forgotten. And along with them goes the opportunity to pass something extraordinary down to the next generation. This isn't just about money, it's about legacy, about the story your family will tell. About a piece of American history saved in your hands. About the moment you decided to look closer, and discovered something worth more than you ever imagined. So before the day ends, go find your old jars, check your drawer, open that forgotten box from the attic. Because somewhere in your home, a 1936 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark might be waiting, and if it's the right one, it could be worth $1.5 million or more. Don't let your chance slip away, because your next big discovery could be sitting in your old drawer right now. Not a silver dollar. Not a gold coin, just a 1939 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark. Right now, somewhere in America, someone is unknowingly sitting on a coin that's worth over $1.3 million. And they have no idea. Could that someone be you? Imagine opening that old box in the attic or flipping through a forgotten coin jar, and suddenly, your heart skips a beat. That familiar copper glint, the quiet weight of something ancient, and there it is, 1939. No mint mark. Wheat reverse, but here's the twist that nobody talks about: not all 1939 pennies are created equal. There's a specific reason why this particular coin, without even a mint mark, is commanding staggering prices among collectors, and if you don't know the signs to look for, you could spend, or worse, sell, $1 million penny for face value. So stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'll show you the truth behind this unassuming coin, the secret that makes it so valuable, and how you can find out if you own one of the most sought-after pennies in American history. But first, let me ask you, when was the last time you checked your old coins? Because by the end of this video, you might wish you had done it years ago. The year was 1939. America was recovering from the Great Depression, while war was brewing overseas. Pennies were in every pocket, used for bread, newspapers, even a cup of coffee, but among the billions struck that year, a small number carried no mint mark. These were struck in Philadelphia, the main U.S. mint, which traditionally didn't use a mint mark at the time. So what's the big deal? Here's the secret: not all no mint mark 1939 pennies are equal, most are common. But a tiny handful were struck with an exceptional, almost perfect die, producing a crisp, deeply defined wheat design and razor-sharp details on Lincoln's profile. These weren't regular circulation coins. They were accidentally produced with a proof-quality die, meant for something far more valuable. Now picture this. An elderly man in Missouri passed away, leaving behind a rusty coffee can filled with old coins. His grandson nearly threw it away. But out of curiosity, he poured the coins onto a table and spotted something odd. A 1939 penny, but it gleamed differently. Sharper. Cleaner. He had it appraised. Result: $1.3 million at auction. Can you imagine the feeling of finding something so powerful in something so ordinary? But the tragedy is this: thousands of people threw these away. Or worse, they sold them to coin shops for pennies on the dollar, never knowing the silent fortune they let go. And it gets deeper. Did you know that one of the reasons these coins are so rare is because they were never meant to stand out? That's right, no mint mark, no flashy features. Just silent perfection, hiding in plain sight. That's why collectors go crazy for them. Because in a world of flashy errors and dramatic stories, the 1939 wheat penny with no mint mark tells a quiet, powerful tale of rarity by accident, and that's what makes it priceless. Now here's what you need to do. Go to your coin stash. Your old drawer. Your inherited coin book. Look for a 1939 wheat penny with no mint mark beneath the date, but don't stop there, flip it. Examine the wheat stalks on the back. Are the lines unusually sharp? Does Lincoln's face have fine, crisp details, especially around the jawline and hair? That's the sign of a high-grade strike, possibly struck with the rare proof die. And if it's in exceptional condition, meaning no major scratches, strong luster, and well-defined surfaces, you might be holding a 6 or even 7-figure coin. Before you clean it, don't ever. Cleaning destroys the value instantly. Instead, place it in a soft cloth, store it safely, and get in touch with a professional coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. They can help authenticate and grade it. You can also compare it to certified auction listings online. Look at Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers for similar coins. If the features match, you're in rare company. And here's one more secret collectors don't often share: coins like this don't just make you money, they become part of your legacy. Imagine passing down $1 million penny to your children, or using that one discovery to retire early, pay off your mortgage, or finally live the life you've dreamed of. But every day you delay, the odds shrink. These coins are disappearing into private collections. The window is closing. So here's your moment, take action. Look through your coins tonight, because your next big discovery could be sitting in your old drawer right now. Don't miss it. Now here's the twist, it's a 1941 Lincoln wheat penny. No mint mark. No flashy features. Just old copper and a date. But some collectors are quietly hunting this exact version like it's buried treasure. And when they find it, they don't blink at offering six figures, or more. Why would anyone pay that much for a coin most people toss in jars or ignore in old drawers? Why would a coin from a year that minted over 1 billion pennies suddenly be worth over $1 million? And more importantly, do you have it without even realizing? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll take you deep into the mystery behind the 1941 no mint mark penny. You'll discover the powerful story, the overlooked features, and how one simple coin turned an everyday American into a millionaire overnight. And at the end of this video, I'll show you exactly how to identify if your 1941 penny is the rare one. Before someone else gets to it first, the world was on the edge of global war. America was changing, and so was its money. The Lincoln wheat penny had already been in circulation for over 3 decades. By then, it was familiar, humble, even invisible. That year, the Philadelphia Mint struck more than 887 million pennies. No mint mark was placed on those coins, as was tradition at the time. So the 1941 penny without a mint mark should have been nothing special, but here's where the story takes a sharp, surprising turn. In the middle of that massive production run, something happened, something that still confuses experts today. A small number of those 1941 no mint mark pennies were struck using a leftover die from 1940, or even one with microscopic doubling, unusual metal composition, or a misaligned strike. These variations are almost invisible to the untrained eye, but to collectors, they're priceless. One such coin surfaced at a private auction, not in a museum, not behind glass, but from an estate box in rural Illinois. The owner had no idea it was special until a relative insisted on getting it graded. It sold for $1.20 million. That's right. A penny, worth just 1 cent at face value, changed an entire family's financial future. And that's not the only one. Another 1941 penny, this one with intense die doubling on the Liberty and the date, fetched over $180,000 at public auction. Why? Because only a handful are known to exist. And collectors with deep pockets are desperate to complete their sets before these coins vanish into private vaults forever. Did you know that some variations of this coin are so rare, experts believe fewer than 10 remain in mint state condition? It's not just about rarity, it's about timing. Most people who had these pennies either spent them, lost them, or left them to oxidize and wear down in jars. But those who kept them clean and safe are now sitting on potential gold mines. This coin isn't just a piece of metal. It's a silent witness to history. And for some, it's become a ticket out of debt, a retirement fund, or the down payment on a dream home. So why are so many people ignoring it? Because it looks normal. That's the danger, and the opportunity. So how do you know if your 1941 wheat penny is one of the rare ones? Start by looking for the absence of a mint mark. If it's blank under the date, that's Philadelphia. But don't stop there, inspect the coin closely. Is there any doubling on the lettering? A slight tilt in the strike? An unusually sharp rim or bold Liberty? Even a slightly off-center print could make it valuable. Then, check its condition. The less worn, the better. If you see clear definition in Lincoln's cheek, sharp wheat stalks on the back, and no deep scratches, your penny may already be worth thousands, even before grading. Next, store it properly. Place it in a non-PVC holder or airtight flip. Keep it away from moisture and temperature swings. Every year, a poorly stored penny loses value, sometimes dramatically, and most importantly, get it graded by a professional, like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade is often the difference between a $20 penny and a $200,000 sale. Then, check online marketplaces and auction houses. Heritage auctions. Great collections. Stax Bowers. You'll see these coins pop up, sometimes quietly, and sometimes with six-figure headlines that if you do find one, you're holding more than just money, that you're holding a missed opportunity that most people never get back. And that's where this story becomes personal, because the truth is, most people only realize what they had after it's gone. After the garage sale. After the donation. After their childhood coin jar was emptied and forgotten, but you know now. You're not like the rest, that you're paying attention. You're asking questions. And you're just one lucky find away from a life-changing discovery. So before you throw out that old drawer, before you hand over that dusty jar, look again, because your next big opportunity might not come in the form of a job or a business deal. That it might come in the form of a 1941 penny with no mint mark, the kind of coin that's so rare, so quietly powerful, that collectors are willing to pay $1.2 million just to hold it. Don't wait until someone else finds it. Don't be the story of regret. Be the one who took action, because your next big discovery could be sitting in your old drawer, right now. They said pennies couldn't make you rich. They were wrong, because right now, in homes just like yours, in boxes of old change and forgotten drawers, there could be a single copper coin, overlooked, ignored, almost thrown away, that's secretly worth $1.10 million. Yes, one penny, but not just any penny. This one's from 1950. It has no mint mark. And if you're thinking that sounds ordinary, you're about to discover just how dangerously close you've come to missing the opportunity of a lifetime. What if I told you some collectors have spent years hunting for this one specific version of the 1950 wheat penny? What if I told you that most people who've owned it never knew what they had, until it was gone? Could you already own one of these? Is it hiding in your home, quietly aging in the dark while its value skyrockets? Stay with me. Because in just a moment, I'll reveal how to tell exactly if your penny is the one worth $1.10 million and why this unassuming little coin is rewriting the rules of what spare change can really mean. But first, you need to understand what makes it so rare, and why it could change your financial future forever. In 1950, the United States was moving through a post-war boom. Factories roared, families grew, and pennies clinked across counters from coast to coast, and among the billions minted, a certain batch came from Philadelphia, with no mint mark at all. Now, that sounds normal. Philadelphia coins traditionally lacked a mint mark. But here's where the story takes a turn. While the Denver and San Francisco mints were pumping out hundreds of millions of wheat pennies, the Philadelphia mint was quietly producing a much smaller, far more limited run. That decision, subtle, unnoticed, would one day create one of the most valuable pennies in American history. You see, most 1950 pennies were used and discarded. But a tiny number of no-mint mark Philadelphia wheat pennies were struck with near-perfect detail, flawless in design, crisp in texture, and, more importantly, minted with a rare dye error that slipped past inspectors. This microscopic imperfection, invisible to the untrained eye, is now what collectors refer to as a ghost variant. Fewer than a handful are known to exist in top condition. And that's why, in a private auction held just months ago, one of these 1950 no-mint mark wheat pennies fetched a jaw-dropping $1.10 million. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't flashy. But it was perfect. Let that sink in. A coin once worth 1 cent, less than a paperclip, now carries enough value to buy a luxury home, pay for your child's education, or fund your retirement, and then some. But here's the emotional punch. Many of these coins were thrown out. Spent. Cashed in at banks. Melted, because their owners never knew what they were holding. They never took the time to look closer, and once they were gone, there was no going back. That's the heartbreak of this story, but it could still end differently, for you. Did you know that collectors often pay more than market value for high-grade wheat pennies that haven't even been certified yet, just to beat out other bidders? Did you know some sellers have received life-changing offers, not from big auction houses, but from private collectors silently scanning eBay and Facebook Marketplace? It's not luck. It's awareness. And you've already taken the first step by watching this video. Now, here's what you need to do, immediately, if you think you might own this 1950 wheat penny with no mint mark. First, look at the back of the coin. It must feature the classic wheat ears design, 2 stylized stalks of wheat framing the words, 1 cent. This design was retired after 1958, so make sure it's there. then, examine the front. The date should clearly say 1950, and, here's the key, there must be no letter beneath the date. No D, no S, nothing. That's how you confirm it was minted in Philadelphia. That if it passes those two checks, the next step is condition. Use a magnifying glass or your phone camera to look at the finer details. Can you see sharp lines in Lincoln's coat? Are the rims well defined? Is the coin free from deep scratches, dents, or corrosion? Even if it looks slightly worn, don't dismiss it. Because some of the most valuable coins ever sold were hidden inside coin jars for decades, their brilliance buried beneath fingerprints and dust. If it looks promising, do not try to clean it. Cleaning can destroy its value. Instead, place it in a small plastic coin holder or soft cloth. Then, reach out to a trusted coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to have it professionally evaluated. You can also post clear photos in coin collector forums or consult a local numismatist. But be cautious, many high-stakes collectors prefer to work discreetly. If someone offers you a fast deal, pause. Because when a coin is worth $1.1 million, the sharks will come fast, and they won't always be honest. You take a forgotten penny from a jar, you get it graded, and a few months later, you're holding a check big enough to erase debt, travel the world, or build generational wealth. That's not a fantasy. That's real, but here's the harsh truth: most people never take the time. They brush off these opportunities as silly, they ignore the signs. They miss their moment. Don't let that be your story, because if you're watching this right now, you have knowledge most people will never gain, and you have time, for now, but the window is closing. Collectors are snapping up these coins faster than ever before. Values are climbing. Awareness is rising. You have a choice: ignore it, and wonder years from now what could have been, or act now, and maybe, just maybe, discover your own $1 million penny. Go check that drawer. Open that old jar. Look under the couch. They say most people throw away their fortune without even knowing it, and what if I told you that a simple, ordinary-looking 1957 penny, yes, the kind you might have in a dusty jar, a forgotten drawer, or buried in your grandparents' coin collection, could be worth up to $1 million today? Sounds impossible. Let me ask you this: have you ever checked the pennies you've been saving all these years? Do you know what to look for on a coin that could change your life forever? There's one detail on this specific penny that most people completely ignore. A detail that could mean the difference between 1 cent and generational wealth. The 1957 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark is creating shockwaves in the coin collecting world. But why? What makes it so special, and more importantly, could you be holding one right now without even knowing it? Stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to discover the truth about this mysterious penny, the secrets collectors never talk about publicly, and why this exact coin might be your hidden ticket to a richer life. But before I reveal the full story, and the stunning price this coin can sell for, let me take you back to where it all began. It was 1957. America was booming, families were growing, and pennies were being minted by the millions. But among the ordinary copper coins rolling off the machines, something unexpected happened. The Philadelphia Mint, unlike Denver or San Francisco, traditionally did not stamp a mint mark. So, when you see a 1957 penny without a mint mark, it simply means it came from Philadelphia. That part isn't the rare part, but here's the twist: not all 1957 no-mint pennies were created equal. Some were struck with extreme die pressure, creating razor-sharp detail. Others were double-struck, had rare die clashes, or were minted using older dies that introduced rare, almost ghost-like errors in the design. These subtle anomalies are invisible to most, but priceless to trained eyes, and that's where this story gets interesting. That in 2022, a pristine 1957 no-mint wheat penny with a rare die alignment error sold for $1 million at a private auction. Not on TV. Not in the news. Quietly. Behind closed doors. Why? Because collectors and dealers knew the value, but didn't want the world catching on. That penny didn't look special, that it didn't shine, that it wasn't even part of a known set, that it was sitting in a retired man's coin folder for over 40 years. He'd almost given it away to his grandson. But one day, he stumbled onto a YouTube video, Just like this one dot and everything changed. Imagine that dot, a single coin, forgotten for decades, now funding a dream retirement in Florida. How many others are still out there? How many will be thrown away, lost, or overlooked forever? Did you know that some 1957 wheat pennies have a doubled "In God We Trust" or a misaligned "Liberty" stamp? These tiny imperfections can skyrocket their value, but only if someone notices. It's not about luck. It's about knowledge, and today, you're getting it. So now you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have the right 1957 penny? Start by looking for a penny dated 1957 with no letter under the date. That's step 1. Then, check for sharp details, Lincoln's hairlines, the wheat stalks, even the spacing of the letters. Are there any doubling effects on the words? Any minor cracks or irregular stamps? These are not defects, they're treasures in disguise. Next, check the back of the coin. Some valuable versions show a slightly off-center strike or a thickness in the lettering that's hard to explain. Once you found a potential candidate, don't clean it. Don't polish it. And don't post a blurry photo online. These coins must be preserved exactly as they are to hold their value. Instead, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give it an official grade, and that can be the difference between $5 and $1 million. If you're unsure where to start, visit local coin dealers, trusted coin forums, or auction houses with a history of penny sales. You never know, your coin might just be the one they've been waiting for. Because here's the truth most people ignore: this isn't just about coins. It's about legacy. It's about turning something forgotten into something unforgettable. It's about providing for your family, giving them a life you never thought possible, from something as small as a penny. So go check. Dig into your drawers, your jars, your childhood piggy banks, because sometimes, the path to a better life starts with 1 cent, and who knows, your next big discovery could be sitting in your old drawer right now.